We've all experienced moments when we just can't stop ourselves. We know we shouldn't do something, yet somehow we end up doing it anyway. Maybe it's procrastinating on an important task, reaching for an unhealthy snack, scrolling endlessly, on your phone, or repeating a mistake you promised yourself you wouldn't. When we pause and reflect on these behaviors, it becomes clear that our brain seems to operate under its own set of rules, often pushing us toward actions we consciously wish to avoid. But why is it that we can't always stop ourselves? Is it merely a lack of willpower, or is there a far more complex mechanism at work deep inside our minds? Human psychology, subconscious processes, and everyday decision-making are deeply intertwined, often influencing our actions without our awareness. Understanding the role of the subconscious is the first step. The subconscious governs over 90% of our daily behavior. It is responsible for our habits, emotional responses, fears, and many automatic decisions. This means that behaviors we think we can't control are often not about laziness or weak willpower. They are reflections of deeply ingrained subconscious patterns. Take, for example, the urge to eat a dessert even when you're not hungry. This craving is not just about satisfying hunger, it's tied to emotional associations from past experiences, comfort, reward, or stress relief. Over time, your brain has learned to associate certain stimuli with pleasure or relief, creating an automatic behavioral loop. The same applies to other habits, like checking social media whenever you feel bored or anxious. Your brain is seeking quick dopamine hits, essentially rewarding instant gratification, even if it works against your long-term goals. Speaking of dopamine, this chemical is central to understanding why we struggle to stop ourselves. Dopamine is the brain's reward neurotransmitter, reinforcing behaviors that bring us pleasure or satisfaction. Habits, even harmful ones, are reinforced because they trigger short-term rewards. Willpower, however, is a limited resource. Each decision we make throughout the day uses up a portion of this energy. Stress, multitasking, and decision fatigue further deplete it, making it more likely for us to give in to urges or repeat automatic behaviors. When dopamine-driven reward systems meet the subconscious's habitual patterns, the brain often prioritizes immediate gratification over long-term benefits. This is why sometimes it feels nearly impossible to resist certain behaviors. We're literally wired to seek the short-term reward first. But the situation is not hopeless. Awareness is the first tool in regaining control. Recognizing the subconscious triggers behind your behaviors allows you to intervene. For instance, if stress prompts unnecessary snacking, you can create alternative behaviors, like taking a short walk, practicing breathing exercises, or journaling your feelings. Over time, these conscious interventions create new neural pathways, weakening old automatic patterns. This is how behavior change works at the brain level. Repetition of a conscious choice gradually rewires the subconscious response. Small examples can make a big difference. Start by identifying one small habit you want to change and replace it with a healthier or more constructive alternative. If you tend to check your phone during breaks at work, try stepping outside for fresh air for 5 minutes instead. If you snack out of stress, replace it with a cup of herbal tea or a short stretch routine. Each small action reinforces a new pattern, slowly retraining your brain. The key is consistency. Sudden, drastic changes are often met with subconscious resistance, whereas small incremental steps are easier for the brain to adopt and integrate. Reflection and mindfulness amplify these effects. Ask yourself questions like, "Why am I doing this right now?" Or, "What is this action really giving me?" These moments of conscious reflection create a pause between stimulus and response, allowing the brain to engage rational thought rather than defaulting to an automatic behavior. Over time, these pauses become habitual, strengthening your ability to choose intentionally. Now let's explore the brain's self-sabotaging mechanisms in greater detail. The brain doesn't operate randomly. It follows a specific logic. When we find ourselves unable to stop certain behaviors. It's usually because the brain is making decisions based on past experiences, learned responses, and deeply stored emotional memories. Most of these are housed in the subconscious. For instance, when you make a mistake, your brain triggers an internal alarm system, aiming to prevent repetition. However, when a behavior offers immediate reward or relief, this alarm system can be overridden. In other words, the brain often prioritizes short-term pleasure over long-term benefit, guiding us toward choices that may not serve our best interests, even if consciously we know better. Conscious awareness is the key to breaking this cycle. Observing behaviors and identifying triggers is the first step. Ask yourself, in which situations do I lose control? Which emotions accompany these moments? Is it stress, boredom, loneliness, anger, or even simple fatigue? Understanding these patterns allows you to reshape the brain's automatic pathways. For example, if stress triggers endless social media scrolling, replacing it with a brief walk, journaling, or a mindfulness exercise provides a substitute reward for your brain, weakening the old automatic response. Gradual changes are more effective than drastic overhauls. The brain resists major disruptions, often activating subconscious resistance when faced with sudden shifts. That's why small, consistent steps are more effective for habit change. For instance, starting with 5 minutes of meditation daily, or replacing one unhealthy snack with a healthier alternative can seem insignificant at first, but over time, these incremental changes build new neural pathways. Each small success reinforces the brain's reward system, increasing motivation and strengthening willpower. Stress management and emotional awareness play a crucial role as well. Many behaviors that feel uncontrollable are triggered under stress or emotional strain. Practicing mindfulness, journaling, short walks, or breathing exercises signals your brain that control is possible, strengthening both subconscious regulation and conscious decision-making. Additionally, social support amplifies these effects. Sharing your journey with friends, family, or a support group creates external accountability, making your brain feel safer and more motivated to adopt new patterns. To truly regain control, it's important to integrate multiple strategies. Combining awareness, small habit changes, emotional regulation, and support networks allows you to gradually weaken the influence of old behaviors while strengthening conscious choice. Reflection exercises, such as asking yourself why a certain urge arises or visualizing long-term consequences, help your brain pause before reacting. Over time, these pauses create new automatic responses, turning previously uncontrollable behaviors into deliberate, conscious choices. In conclusion, the inability to stop ourselves is far from hopeless. Understanding how the brain works, recognizing triggers, taking small but consistent steps, and managing stress gives us the power to regain control. Even just being aware of these mechanisms is a major breakthrough. Once you understand why you can't stop certain behaviors, you gain the ability to reshape them and prioritize long-term benefits over short-term impulses. If you want to share your experiences, discuss which triggers affect you most, or learn from others, leave a comment below. You are not alone on this journey, and we can learn from each other. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here, we continue exploring the hidden secrets of the brain and learning how to understand ourselves better. Have you noticed unstoppable moments in your life? Share them in the comments so we can explore solutions together.